Hey, hello everyone, what is cooking all you good looking people out there, and welcome to another exciting episode of GeoGuessr. Here we are under some beautiful trees as the leaves are falling on the ground. It just makes for some wonderful colors, and we are on the top of a hill with a cross here. In fact, I didn't even notice the cross when I chose this location originally to be the daily challenge. There's a flag here. I'm hoping it's just some kind of marker flag and not a regional flag of anywhere. I don't think it is, so it probably offers no clues. It's just like an orange flag, you know, telling you here is a destination. But there's a cross here. Although looking at the landscape, like I said yesterday, it's probably not too surprising that there is a cross. This looks like this definitely belongs to a country where seeing a cross on a hill isn't at all surprising. Where are we? Well, I could guess we are in North America somewhere, but something about these beautiful hills makes me think we could be in Scotland or Ireland. So I think I am going to go with that. I'm going to go with Scotland on this one. Maybe down low, kind of near England, Scotland. Let's just guess here. I don't even really see the border. I think it's like around here. That doesn't matter. We'll guess right there. And the answer was Poland, actually. It wasn't in the United Kingdom. It was in Poland. It was just north of Krakow. So hopefully some of you guys figured that one out. All right, here we are in today's daily challenge location. A very interesting spot. Lot of angles to look at. Usually it's just a simple panorama, but now since we are perched somewhere like on an above location, there's actually some stuff to see down here. There's people setting up cameras. Apparently, this is a site worth seeing, and indeed it is. A bit of a confusing one, if I'm going to be honest, because there's a lot of snow around here, which is, I guess, a bit surprising, considering there's snow, and yet there's a completely unfrozen river. I mean, maybe it's like just like a first snowfall, nothing to worry about, but, you know, I don't know, it's a little bit interesting, especially living somewhere where, snow, or at least snow staying on the ground, usually indicates the freeze is coming. There is not too long a period of time where there's actually snow on the ground and rivers unfrozen around where I live. You know, once the snow starts coming, the water starts freezing. So it's interesting to maybe see a place where you know, there could be the occasional snowfall. And, you know, it's probably just an occasional snowfall. Obviously, I doubt there's snow all the time. If there was, then the river, I mean, at least should freeze, unless it's like a river of pure salt, right? I don't know anything about places that I haven't been to. I only know about where I live. But this is a daily challenge, meaning it's up to you guys to tell me where in the world this is. All you need to do is put your guesses down in the comment section below and tell me where in the world you think we are. In tomorrow's video's comment section, I announce the winner, the person that guesses closest. Now, there are no prizes, but there is glory to be won. So if you're interested in becoming the day's top GeoGuessr, then tell me, where in the world do you think we are right now? All right, here we are in the main section of today's video, in actually a really cool spot. Wow. This place is awesome. A little bit too awesome, so I'm not going to find out where it is. Maybe someone's going to put this in the challenge and I'll have to figure it out, although the country is pretty obvious. So there is that, but I'm not going to figure out where that is. Oh, this is a beautiful location. Anyways, we've got a challenge by a viewer, someone new to sending in challenges. That would be Gabrielle Porquet now. There you go. Very nice. Thank you so much for sending this one in. There's a theme to this one. That would be unusual places. Unusual places, or maybe it's unusual countries. I forget. Unusual countries or unusual places. I think it actually might be unusual countries. Yeah, unusual countries. Now, what does that mean? Could have a bunch of definitions. Could be small countries, countries we don't visit often in GeoGuessr, which could include very large, not unusual countries, such as China. There you go. I mean, China is not an unusual country at all, but I guess by definition as well. But we don't see it often in GeoGuessr, so there could be a lot of meanings to that, or it could be very small countries, and that's probably what I think the theme is going to be. Small countries that you just don't often hear about. You know, the politics going on in that country, whatever is happening there, it just doesn't reach you almost no matter where you live, unless you live in one of the adjacent countries, in which case it becomes important. But over here in North America, where I live, very isolated from news of a lot of small countries because we don't border any small or unusual countries. I live in Canada. We border the United States. Probably the least unusual country, or actually in many ways, if you think about it, the most. But there you go. Let's do this. Let's find out what's going on. Boom! Okay. Challenge accepted. Also, if you want to create your own custom challenge, look down at the description below to find a step-by-step guide on how to create your own custom challenge. Also, you can find the link to this one so you can play along yourself. Awesome. Okay, where are we now? I forgot about that part. I was just too excited to find unusual countries. And this one is a bit of an interesting one. Malaysia? Is that where this is? I don't know. Not Malaysia. I don't know. Just looking at this, I don't really know. Yellow license plates. Okay. Busway. Boy. I mean, honestly, I've gotten a little bit confused as to where this could even be. But we'll keep going with it. Kawasan Mobile. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Wow, look at that fish. That fish is excited. Optic timer, in touch at tiso.what? What's the website here? Parabola Athena? Parabola.ch. .ch. Isn't CH Switzerland? Tissot.Switzerland. We're not in Switzerland. Well, yeah, I can guarantee you we're not in Switzerland. But maybe that is just, maybe that's just a Swiss website because it's a Swiss watch, which makes sense. So, you know, there's that Daspan Telecom. Honestly, I don't really know where we are. Jakarta. Oh, okay. We are not in Malaysia. We're in Indonesia. My mind went to Malaysia because Malaysia is a little bit more of an unusual country than Indonesia. Indonesia, being the third most populous country in the world, it's not that unusual a country, although it is a country we do not hear about too often. Thankfully for us, here on this series of GeoGuessr, it's not that unusual because we have someone from Indonesia that sends us challenges very often. So we have been to Indonesia a whole lot, probably proportionally a lot more than you would if I was just randoming GeoGuessr locations. So that's good. We are indeed in Jakarta, which is nice, somewhere in Jakarta. Unsure as to where, but there's a big highway right here, and the highway is going to south, north-south highway, so I'm guessing it's probably this one right here. And we are on one of the roads along it. Now, what can I see? That's facing south, so what is north? North seems to be a little bit of, well, actually, you know, it seems to be pretty busy on both the north and south of this, which is a bit strange. Do I think that this road is perhaps this one? No, it really does have to be this highway. I mean, it could be this one. Like, if we're around here, is that possible? Do I think we're on the 2 or on the 1? Well, we're gonna find out, hopefully. Oh, no. Well, I'm unsure. 2 or the 1? Well, wow, that's pretty big. If I look over in this direction, which is west, I can see it's quite, no, that's east. Oh, if I look east, I see big buildings. Okay, we're not seeing big buildings east of that. Is this highway really running straight north-south, or was there an angle? There's a little bit of an angle. Should I think we're around here? No. Maybe we are just in this area right here. All right, I'm gonna go with that. Central Jakarta. We'd be looking east towards there. That seems good to me. And I'm gonna go and say we were right around somewhere right here, right near the highway. Make the guess, and the answer was fairly close. a little bit more south than I guessed. All right, but we were definitely on the right track. 6398. Very nice. Close enough. All right. This is another unusual country, perhaps, but I think it might be in the same part of the world that we were last time. So, interesting. Or maybe, well, I mean, there are actually quite a few countries around there that I would definitely place on the list of an unusual countries. Myanmar and Laos, specifically, as being countries, especially Laos. You really don't hear about Laos very much at all, but I do hear it is a great place. Great place to see. Great place to go. So there is that. Myanmar, well, I mean, definitely heard about it a while ago, but well, I guess like 30 years. I don't really know when all that stuff went down over there, if I'm being honest. But Myanmar is also a country you don't hear that much of. I mean, a little bit. There's a little bit of stuff going down in Myanmar that you do hear about, but not that often. Although it does seem like we are in none of those countries. Seems like we're probably in something like in India. Or, yeah, it seems like we're in India. Okay. I guess, maybe, okay, what would unusual countries really mean in this case? If we're going to be in India, because that's, see, there's this language here, which I actually don't know the name of. But for me, it's characterized by this horizontal line going through all of the characters. Now, there may be some of that in, if we zoom into Myanmar, no, we don't see it. I don't think we're going to see it anywhere this way. Bangladesh, yes. Bangladesh, I guess, yeah, Bangladesh would be an unusual country. It's hard to figure out what unusual country really means, because, I mean, if we got Indonesia and India on the list, that's a bit surprising. Because of the English on this sign, I'm going to be guessing it's India. I mean, I'm sure there'd be English on a sign at a temple that'd be visited by tourists in Bangladesh as well. But I am going to go with India on this one. Honestly, I don't really have much to go on this one. So I'm going to go and say probably in between New Delhi and Mumbai, we're going to go Jaipur. Sounds like a bad idea. New Delhi seems like a better idea. We'll just go with New Delhi. It's a huge place. There's got to be something around like this. Let's go a little bit down here. Yeah, sure. Right there. Make the guess, and the answer was, well, Jaipur would have been a little bit better, but the answer was Chittorgarh in India. Okay. Unusual country. That could mean a country unlike ours. But again, a lot of viewers from a lot of different places who send in challenges, so I don't know. I don't know which country is the base point. You know, it's places, or maybe, honestly, I really don't know what unusual countries mean. Maybe I read it wrong. We're gonna find out. Oranges. Okay, we'll find out as we go. We're gonna be drawing. It's like an investigation here. Maybe, first of all, maybe I read the theme wrong. That's a distinct possibility. So don't you be holding that against the person who made the challenge. If there is anything to hold against the person, and there is not, by the way, because broad definitions are pretty interesting. Also, having a theme, trying to figure out really what is it. What is the context? What does it actually mean? Whoa. Big phone numbers. Look at this. These are huge phone numbers. Also, it appears we're in Greece. Greece, an unusual country? Really? Is it countries not often in GeoGuessr? That's perhaps it. Greece not that often. Indonesia, I mean, India is right. They don't see India that often in GeoGuessr. I think that's the theme. Greece, it's a newly added one, rather small. Don't see it that often in GeoGuessr. Indonesia, well, we see it a lot, but that doesn't mean that it actually appears in random seeds a lot. So there you go. Lots to think about. Man, first of all, Greek phone numbers. Is this like a... I don't know. First of all, I'm imagining these are two different phone numbers. Maybe this is one phone number and this is like an area code. You know, 6-digit phone number, 4-digit area code instead of 3-digit phone number, 7-digit area code. It just looks parsed interestingly. So there is that. There is that to look at. We're in Greece. We've got good stuff going on. Although, looks like a lot of construction is happening. There's for sale, a lot of green going on. People love to paint their houses green. It looks nice. Looks nice. I mean, you know, you don't often see, these are like concrete structures. You usually see those, you know, big concrete houses and things like that. Or cement, concrete, I'm not sure which is the one to use. Usually, you see that in countries where you don't really need central heating. Where in Canada, central heating is pretty much needed, really. I mean, it is needed. It is. It's not exactly needed, but it's very prevalent. There's not too many. There's really not too many like houses that are like built out of cement or concrete. But I know that it's a thing that happens in a lot of places. You know, there's too much shit you got to put in the walls here. There's too many ducts. Not ducts with a T. There's too much stuff you got to put in the wall for, you know, pouring cement to really be that practical. Also, like an extreme amount of lumber. Canada wood is it's a thing that Canada has a lot of. You don't you know, it's not uncommon to see. Well, I mean, it kind of is uncommon in the city, but don't drive out too far and you find big old trucks filled with a lot of trees. You see that. And I guess now with the low Canadian dollar, the lumber industry is probably real happy with that. My God, you can ship that wood to America and make the money that that industry wanted to make. I mean, since the Canadian dollar went up in around, I think it started going up in like 2006 or something like that. I'm not really sure when it started going up, but it for a long time was around at parity. Now it's back to 79 cents is where it's at now, but around 80 cents to the US dollar, which is where it was. It was around there for a very, very long time. It's even been down to like 60 cents and really, really low numbers in the past, and that's been very good to certain industries. It's been very good to the lumber industry because America buys more wood in that case. It's you know, it's a good thing. You know, it's not that good for, I guess, modern oil producing Canada. But I mean, I don't really know if the dollar affects it. That's really the price of the price of crude oil is really what affects what affects the economy. I think that's probably the. I mean, I don't read like financial newspapers. I mean, who reads newspapers in the first place? I don't look up financial news that much at all, really. But I'm imagining that the reason that the dollar is down so low is because of the price of oil. Is that a bad thing? No. I mean, you know, I'm not particularly for the oil sands. They're pretty terrible, really, for the environment. I mean, they're really far from where I live, and you know, it's a big job opportunity place. You see a lot of people, you know, you know a lot of people, you know, they go out there to Alberta to go work in the oil industry. It's a pretty common thing. People going out there, a lot of money to make there. You know, you can make quick, easy money. A year of hard work over there. It's a way of making quick cash, but you know. A lot of people coming back these days, but I'm sure it's going to pick up eventually, and the Canadian dollar is going to go back up, which is, in a way, nice for me, because then I can buy games on Steam for a reasonable price, whereas now the prices have really gone up. My God. Prices of electronics and stuff like that have really risen in the last 6 months, probably, since the dollar went down. Oh, boy. It's like going back 15 years ago. Crazy. Anyways, where are we? I didn't really spend too much time figuring it out. We're in Greece, an unusual country. I don't know. It's an unusual country. I think it has to be in the GeoGuessr terms, because Greece is really not an unusual country in terms of if you hear about it. You hear about Greece a lot. I mean, if you live in, sure, I'm just going to guess right here. It's right inland. Oh. Greek island, Greek island. Yeah, Greek island. Good. Okay. That's unusual. Unusual place, I guess. Yeah, look at that. It's right there, but I think it is unusual countries. Unusual for GeoGuessr has to be the term. Because, first of all, if you live in Europe, you've heard a lot about Greece. So, it's not unusual to hear about Greece for anyone who lives in Europe. If you went to school in most countries in the world, I would imagine, the Greek antiquity. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's all the stuff, the Greek gods and everything. See, that's how much I don't know about it, but you hear about that. You hear about Greece is a country talked a lot about in schools. Maybe that's only in countries where places that I don't know. I don't really know how to describe. Maybe it's only in countries such as and so forth, Europe, United States, Canada, Australia. Maybe that's only in countries like those. But there you go. I definitely hear a lot about Greece recently and in the past. Where are we now? Probably Bangladesh. Bangladesh, a little bit more unusual. Definitely fits the unusual bill for unusual in the terms of going there in GeoGuessr. Newly added location. I'm definitely thinking this has got to be Bangladesh. Where is it going to be in Bangladesh? It is going to be... is it really going to be Dhaka? Or is it going to be Chittagong? It's going to be one of the two, I think. But I don't really know which one. So we can go checking out this. We can go check out the street a little bit more. But I'm fairly certain by the look of no two languages. I mean, a little bit. I mean, you see like these letters here, but really, most of the time, all of the text is really this text over here, which I think is something that you see a lot more of in Bangladesh than you do see in India. I mean, in India you see it a lot, and it might even be different characters. I'm not sure about it. I mean, I would imagine it's probably not different characters if I had to take a guess, but at least in GeoGuessr, we see it a lot more. All right, something about lions. Yeah, lions. I think there has been tigers. Sorry, tigers. I believe tigers in this area. At least there has been at some point in time, or maybe there's more tigers in more areas. What do we have? That's just email stuff like that. I'm gonna go with Dhaka. Let's go with that. Let's say, what's a main-looking street? We're going to go with this one right here. That looks like a main street to me. Make the guess, and the answer was no. It was actually Khulna, right over here. Wow, there you go. But we got the country right. Unusual country? Well, you don't hear that much about Bangladesh, to be honest. You don't hear that much about Bangladesh, so it kind of fits the bill as a country like that. But for the other ones we've seen, I definitely think the theme is unusual countries in terms of going there in GeoGuessr. So that's it. This is going to be... Jesus, this is going to be Japan? Because if it is... Maybe it's not. Okay. It's going to be Taiwan? I got to see more writing. Alright, we see, what do we see here? This is interesting. These letters right here, are those not, oh man, are those not Japanese? They might be. I feel like these letters here might be Japanese. I mean, that they might not be. There's a lot of simple characters in Chinese as well. See, that's the hard part. But Okay, that is definitely a Chinese character. All of these ones are as well. And look at the intricacy of these characters. I think this might be Taiwan. I don't think this is Japan. At least it doesn't really look like it. I feel like if this was Japan, things would look a bit different. But also I feel like if it was Taiwan, things would look a bit different. Wow, look at this. Now that is one of the strangest things I've ever seen. Is this gonna be something? Yeah, look at these. Look at all the intricacy of those characters. That has got to be Transmac SARL. I definitely believe that is at least Chinese. So I do not think we're in Japan, which is good. Because Japan is kind of a guessing game for me. Japan, what I have to do to be able to figure out Japanese is to find the Japanese exclusive characters, and I don't really know them. I just know that they're the ones that look way more simple than the intense Chinese characters. But the thing about it is, Japanese also has Chinese characters. The real question is, if it's simplified, then we could be in. If it's simplified Chinese, then there's a good chance that we are in China. If it's traditional, then we could be in. Then we would be in Taiwan. But I also think Hong Kong uses traditional. And now this is what I was going to say, but now it's a lot easier to say it, and I think Macau does, and that's where we are. So, thankfully that sign came and saved me from it. Macau was the answer. So, yeah, because I don't know if it's a whole Cantonese thing about using the traditional characters a lot more, and I don't really know if what I'm saying makes any sense in real life, but like I feel like a character like this is maybe too complicated to write. I mean, seriously, look at this. Look at some of these. Some of these are really intense. My God. But yeah, I think simplified is something that is used in other places. More like, the rest of China. So, yeah, Taiwan, I think they use the classic symbols, and if we were in Hong Kong, we'd see a lot more English, and here we are seeing Portuguese and a lot of Chinese, which, yeah, there you go. I mean, that's really what it is. We're not in this part of Macau over here, because we would recognize that. We are in this part of Macau over here, somewhere here. Don't really know where. We found the water, so we could be like around there. But I mean, we're going south. We're heading south, and the water is on our right. So we were somewhere like maybe around here. Is this possible? We were like around there. Yeah, that is possible. Boy, it's hard to find. But yeah, Macau. That is indeed where we are. A lot of big buildings building up. Boom. The answer is yes, we were up there, but even further in than I thought we would be. Wow, 6436 Macau. Well, again, like I said in the beginning, China. It's not an unusual country. Macau, part of China. Has been since. Has Macau been part of China since 1999? It's 99, right? That Hong Kong was, or was it a different year? It might have been a different year. It might have been the same year. But there you go. I mean, the thing about it is Macau and Hong Kong kind of run as like their own countries. But I'm fairly certain now that the theme is unusual countries, in the sense that unusual to go there in GeoGuessr. So that definitely fits the bill for most of these countries, except Well, I mean, except for Indonesia, because we end up going there a lot more because of the challenges that Alun Gazwa sends us. But also, you know, because I don't really play the regular GeoGuessr anymore. It's always doing seeded challenges, so we end up going a lot more to these unusual countries. Indonesia, in Jakarta, was where we were first. Then we were in India, right over here in Chittorgarh. All right, there you go. Then we were in Greece, which I think is when we really started piecing the puzzle together as to what unusual countries really means. Bangladesh, that might fit the bill, actually, as an unusual country in more senses than one. And then we went to China, more specifically Macau, which definitely doesn't fit the bill as an unusual country, unless you're specifically talking about Macau, in which case, actually, a lot of things about Macau are very unusual. Maybe there is more to this challenge than even we figured out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I definitely did. Very cool challenge, very cool theme. It was nice, actually, to try and figure out what the theme actually meant. It was like a puzzle in and of itself, even though it wasn't really a puzzle. It was pretty simply laid out, actually. 2866. Thank you so much for the challenge. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Aw, yeah. Cue the royalty-free music. 3, 2, 1, go. Come on, everybody. Get on your feet. Stand up, look at the screen, and repeat. I'm gonna like, rate, comment, and subscribe. I love watching Ather vids all of the time. Thanks for dropping by and spending the time. Hope you've enjoyed, and let's get on with our lives. Oh yeah. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod for these awesome beats. Woo yeah. Have a good one.